production has begun the process to elect parliamentary candidates for the 2024 general elections. They've done the elections for the orphan constituencies. Now they are doing for constituencies where they have sitting members of parliament. Today, we'll be zooming into the Ashanti region where we currently operate and look at the Ashanti region, look at the dynamics, look at the constituencies that should be watched keenly, the cliffhanger constituencies, as I put it. We'll speak to some aspirants who've gone through the vetting process, how the process went for them. We'll gauge the mood of the party in the region and assess whether they are ready to win power, as they say, break the 8 in 2024. Already 18 of them, of sitting MPs, are not contesting again. When you come to the Ashanti region, 9 are not going again. We have the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs and Leader of the House, the majority side or caucus in Parliament, Osei Mensa Bonsu, who will not be contesting for the Swami seat. He's been an MP since 1996. We have Joe Osei-Wusu, the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, former CEO of the DVLA. He's also been a Member of Parliament since 2008. Dr. Emmanuel Mafo Inoforikrom, where Love FM is, so I'm part of his constituent. I also live in his constituency. Will not be going again. He's a two-term MP. Benito Bisubio, the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, will not be contesting the Achimawa Biajan North seat again. Oreku Edu William, Deputy Energy Minister, Kwabre South will not be going again. Johnson Edu, Ahafano South West will not be going again. Francis Menu Adaba, Ahafano South East will not be going again. Saliman Sanid, Ahafano North, and Francisco Tiajen, who believe in Parliament as one of the youngest. I think she's just about 31 years or so. She's not contesting again. So they started the processes on the 20th of December. They opened the nomination. They closed it on the 25th. Vetting started. And there's been some interesting reactions, mostly coming from the Dansia Sokwa constituency, where we'll be speaking to one of the opponents, Sami Benefo Dakwa, who allegedly has taken away a pickup he donated to the party, who has also been accused to be an alien to the constituency, and thirdly, being accused of not contributing anything to the running of the constituency. And therefore, 14 executives, making 15, the Member of Parliament, petitioned the party to get him to, drop out of the race. But the party has cleared him. We look at the issues, why the party cleared him, what the issues were. We speak to Mr. Paul Kwabna Yando, who is the Chief Communications Officer of the party in the region. We also speak to our reporter, Nana Boachi Yadom. Then we speak to the aspirant, just upon already in the studio. He is NPP Parliamentary Aspirant for Fija Kwabre South. We speak to Professor Peter Chumesi, who is also NPP Parliamentary Aspirant for Hafano South West. We also speak to Nana Jemfi Edjabua, who is also the NPP Parliamentary candidate for the Forukrom constituency, and Same Benfo Dakwa, who is the NPP Parliamentary Parliamentary Aspirant, for Adanse Asokwa. So Nana Boache, who has been our lead reporter on the beat, filed this report. Let's listen to a wrap of the issue so far.
Today, the battle for 41 seats on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party begins as over 120 aspirants pass through the vetting committee. Some of the fierce contests will be happening at Bantama constituency, Asante Achem Kwadaso, and almost all 41 constituencies. For the aspirants who spoke to Joy News, they are optimistic of victory.
The fiercest competition, I believe, was between myself and Honorable Kokofu. That was the fiercest as far as I'm concerned. This one, for me, is not it's a no match. When you go to the constituency, those who are voting, they see a big difference. Yes. Like a difference between a VIP bus and Praja. Yes. That is the difference.
Let me say, I am not going to be like I've already won. No, there is nothing like complacency in this game. Once there is a ballot, yes, I am going in full force as I did. And currently, you can see the constituency is united behind me. They would want me to continue with the work that I've started. And I'm sure you can see the delegates behind me. They are going to say what will happen on the 27th. And I know, inshallah, and by His grace, victory is assured. Expect what happened in 2020. A large victory. That is with hard work. Because my people know what I've done. And nothing is shaking our victory. We are winning and we've already won.
Well, the battle is the Lord's. And I can tell you that come 27th, it's going to be another resounding victory for the Kwame Nkrumah and MP.
Are you retaining your seat?
Oh yes. Very much so.
Very optimistic.
I can assure you that the legacy in Ashanti for the past 80 years is unmatched.
You look very optimistic, but then your opponents are also super optimistic. Coming up against Vincent Frimpong Menu, how does it look like?
The first time I contested with him was in 2015. He had 14 votes. He was last. I occupied the penultimate position. I had 78. The second time we contested in 2020, he was last. He had 48 votes. I had 172 votes and I won. And he's coming again for the third time. Wait till January 27. And we see what's going to happen.
We see that the Asante Achem South constituency needs a certain deliverer who would put the NPP in a certain position in the constituency and ensure that the votes of the NPP move up, and so that the constituency does not become a threat or a constituency that the NDC can go after. And for us embarking on this journey, we have asked God, because this sign that he has shown us today is clear that he's with us, he's on our side.
I'm going to win hands down.
You are so optimistic of victory.
Very optimistic. The general election, I'm going to win because more than 80 to 90% if I'm giving the ballot at the delegates conference.
Well, it went very well. I saw it to be just formality. Having gone through the process already, had a very successful voting, and during the balloting, I'm number 2 on the ballot, which signify unity, which signify improvement, and the people are craving that I come back and continue with the projects that I was embarking on.
I'm tried and tested. I've proven to the constituents that I can deliver the job opportunities that I have given to the youth. The projects that I've brought to the constituency speaks for itself, and the clarion call of the constituents that I should come and take care of the constituency.
Now the vetting process is over. The big deal is on January 27th, with 41 constituencies with incumbent MPs. Who then would become the fresh face we would see in Parliament? And would they even pass through 7 December 2024? For Joy News, my name is Nana Boache Dankwa Yadom, Kumase.
And that's Nana Boache Dankwa were quizzed who becomes the face of the NPP in the Ashanti region when it comes to their constituency elections. Now, before you even delve into the conversation, let me tell you about KFC. The season is as good as the food you eat, so celebrate this Christmas with family and friends. Grab a KFC festive bucket at 209 cedis and enjoy 10 pieces chicken mixture of bone and boneless, 2 large fries, and 4 bottles of 300 ml of Coke. Now, KFC is also giving you the opportunity to participate in a 100 buckets giveaway to spread more joy and love during this festive season. Be the secret Santa and put a smile on the face by nominating a vulnerable and deserving family on social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. It's a season of enjoying quality meals, spreading love, and making Christmas special with finger-licking goodness of KFC. Afi KFC Mamunya Afishiapa. Join the transformative experience at a convention on January 7th at the Independence Square with a star-studded panel including Africa's leader Julius Malema, PLO Lunumba, Dr. Africana, and Peter Obi. This event unites 30,000 minds for the empowerment and inspiration that Africa needs. Be part of history, celebrate a powerful convergence of culture with giveaways and exclusive items. Don't miss this opportunity of unity and empowerment. For free tickets and information, visit newafricafoundation.org or call 053-238-9032. Now, let me tell you about MTN. Around this time of the year, we know you are looking forward to what MTN has in store for you. That's because it's a season of surprises on MTN when you get amazing Christmas gift for talking, text, and browsing like you always do. The MTN season of surprises brings with it fun activities, giveaways such as smartphones. Francis, your phone is spoiled, so please participate in this. Shopping vouchers, bonus data for mobile and fiber broadband customers, speed shopping on MTN Power discount when you buy smartphones, and many other gifts to spice up your festive season. For movie lovers, you also get loads of free Movie Mania tickets and special passes to the premiere of Aquaman courtesy MTN Power. Keep an eye on all our socials for juicy information, because it's Christmas that keeps giving on MTN. Now, let me take you to Oku Trading Enterprise. Yesterday, when my wingman Leo was in the studio, he confirmed that when it comes to Baker Belt and the decoration it does, one of the places he gets is MDF balls, plywoods of different specifications, grades, PVC edge bands, acrylic, Korean sheets, and prefabricated quartz. It's Oku Trading Enterprise. They are the best. They deliver everything within 12 to 24 hours. No corner bra, and nothing like that. They are just on point like that. Locate them at Cassie opposite Guinness Ghana Limited, or for inquiries you can call them on 055-875-3833. They also have 10% discount that away to on all your purchases. Oku Trading Enterprises. Beautify your home. So now let's delve into the conversation. I have in the studio Nana Boache Yadom, who has been a reporter on the beat and following the discussion for us. So Nana, you've been following the NPP in its quest to select parliamentary candidate for the 2024 elections. It started with the orphan council. I think that was done on the 2nd of December. I stand to be corrected. Then they opened the nominations for the constituencies where they have sitting members of parliament on the 20th. Yes. That process ended on the 25th of December. The vetting has started on Wednesday. I presume it ended yesterday. That process, how has it been so far?
So our observation from the orphan constituency elections throughout the picking of forms to the filing of nominations and then to the opening of nominations for constituencies with incumbent MPs up until the vetting process which began on Wednesday and ended yesterday. I think that just as Chairman Wontumi said when we engaged him earlier on, for Ashanti region, the party has targeted to win almost all the seats in the region.
So 47 seats.
So all the 47 seats. The vetting or the nominations which was open for incumbent MPs in the region is for 41 constituencies, because we have Fomena out of it already because of some formalities. And so later onwards, the party itself will deal with the Fomena constituency and then other constituencies that they lost to the NDC in the region.
So they have 47 seats in the Ashanti region.
In the Ashanti region.
The MPP holds 43. Then they opened the nomination for 41. So meaning that they have, I think they don't have Sechiafan Plains.
They don't have Sechiafan.
They don't have Niwe Dubiase, Asanwase, and then Edra Sechiafan. Okay. So if they open 41, there's Fomena outstanding. Which other constituency?
And there's one constituency that the party is looking up to doing some checks before they hold their elections. I think that for when we engaged Chairman Wontumi, he said that it is also for some strategic reasons, and so they would equally sort that constituency when they are looking up to Fomena. And so for now, we know that the constituencies that were opened for aspirants to file and come for vetting are 41. And so yesterday, and from Wednesday to Thursday, we had aspirants from all these 41 constituencies. They numbered up to 128 aspirants in the Ashanti region. All these 128 aspirants are seeking to become members of parliament, including the incumbent MPs in some of these constituencies. And so our monitoring from the orphan constituencies, if I'm to start from there, was quite strategic as well for the NPP, because if you look at the entire process, it looks as if they do not want to allow anybody go unopposed. And so aside some 5 constituencies where they had the MPs go unopposed, almost every constituency had...
They allowed contest.
They allowed a contest. And so for the party, it is also a strategy to win every... So you see what happened in the previous election. They actually did lose some seats aside the Ashanti region. Other regions, they lost so many seats because they didn't allow a contest. Some MPs were allowed to go unopposed. Some fresh faces were allowed to go unopposed. And so this time around, as the General Secretary said, they are not allowing anybody go unopposed. Even if you are the favorite of the party, you have to be contested. And that is what makes the Bantama constituency so much heated. You see the heat from Bantama constituency, the contest between the incumbent member of parliament, Francis Asenso Boache, and then Raphael Ejapon. Let me delve into the vetting process. When it started on Wednesday, there were no controversies. The only issue that we could record is that of Adansi Asokwa, Katie Hammond, and then Same Befodakwa. The process that started on the 3rd of January, which is the day one, at Asokwa, the constituency office, in fact, the office of the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, it started with Akrofrom, Obuasi East, and Obuasi West in the morning. And in the afternoon, it came up to Adansi Asokwa, Otafo, and then Menchia South. That is for the Asokwa constituency in the morning. And so to talk of Akrofrom constituency, there's not so much heat in Akrofrom. But in the morning, the constituency that we did record so much tension from is Adansi Asokwa, all because of Katie Hammond.
So when I read the story you filed, the allegation against Same Benefo Dakwa, I categorize them into 3.
Yes.
The first allegation from the party executives, and I find it quite strange that almost every executive in the constituency signed this document,
except the
youth organizer.
The youth organizer.
Yes. Because when you read the charge against him,
yes,
the charge against him, I summarize into 3 as that. 1, they said that he donated a pickup to the party in 2018.
Yes.
Then he went into the election in 2020. And let's not forget, the election wasn't like a smooth sailing for KTM. It was a cliffhanger on for an election.
Yes.
When we check the results from Adansi Asokwa in 2020, Honorable Kwabena Tahiru Hammond had 238 votes. Same Benfo had 180.
Yes.
180. So a difference of 58.
58.
1. Now, let me come to the allegations. 3. 1, he donated a pickup in 2018. He lost this election, as you've indicated, and took the pickup.
Yes.
The second allegation is that he doesn't contribute money and resources to the party. The third allegation, which I find quite strange, is that the Member of Parliament, Katie Hammond, quotes Article 12, 4 and 7 of the NPP Constitution to say that he is not known.
Yes.
So I'm saying that how can a contestant in an election 4 years ago not be known? And what does that speak of those who allowed him to go for that contest in 2020? I don't know if you get my question.
I really do get your question. So we did ask Honorable Katie Hammond about all these 3 allegations. When we asked him about the pickup, he told us that is up to the constituency executives to deal with. For him, he does not see Mr. Same Befodakwa in the constituency. Over the period that he has been Member of Parliament, he only sees Same Befodakwa when there is a contest. And so it is so much difficult for him to avail himself for a contest with somebody who is only seen during a party's internal election.
But that's not his decision to make. That's for the delegates of the constituency to decide.
And so when we put the question to Katie Hammond, Honorable, you're clearly stating your constitution. But then let's face the reality of this. This person comes to a contest almost every time. And so how can you say he's not known in the constituency? You know Katie Hammond and then his jovial stuff.
I just let me play the voice again for you.
Petition I have cited is that you are seeking the disqualification of some of your opponents. Is that true?
Go to ask them if they know the constituency. Go to ask them what is it that they know about the constituency.
So I think that when you get Mr. Benfo on the line, we ask him, does he know Adansi? We ask him when he moving from KNUST or maybe take to Adansi or Kowefa Kawe, then we can gauge whether he knows the cause. But let me get to Mr. George Sapong. George, as you know, has been, in student leadership. He is also a communicator for the NPP. He is a former, I don't know whether FCO is there, former staff of the Office of the President, a member of the NPP National Communication Team, and aspiring to be one of the new faces, because in his constituency, the sitting Member of Parliament, William Orekuedu, Deputy Energy Minister, says, after 3 terms, 12 years in Parliament, I'm hanging my boots. He hopes to be one of the people to contest for that constituency. There are 3 people contesting, and he is one of them. George, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Why do you want to be MP?
First of all, let me say a very good morning to your lovely listeners and viewers across the length and breadth of the country and even beyond the borders of this country. It's good to be back to this studio. I've been here a couple of times, and it's always good to be here. The media is our friend, the fourth estate of the realm, and then You people are the ones who carry our messages across. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I think it's important that we look at this conversation of people aspiring to represent their people and put it in proper context and proper perspective. Now, I would like to say and draw attention to the fact that democracy is necessarily a majority rule. And that essentially means that you would end up having somebody who represents the majority, representing the people. You may not have someone who represents every single aspect of the social fabric, but at least the person should represent majority of the people, and that's essentially what democracy is about. And that's the more reason why you would have somebody being president voted by, say, 51% of the people, and somebody losing out who was equally voted by about 48% of the people, and that's allowable in a democracy. Now, if you look at the demographics of my constituency, for instance, you realize that people below the ages of 37 years, say between 18 and 37 years, make up about 65% of the population. What that tells you is that young people like myself are in the vast majority of the constituency's population. Those who are 60 or even 55 years and above, they are barely some 7% of the population. And so if you are looking for somebody to lead the constituency, it should be somebody who is in a category where he is able and capable of bringing majority of votes to the vote tally of the NPP. Mind you, 2024 is not going to be a walk in the park for the NPP. So essentially, we need somebody who is a mobilizer, we need somebody who is intelligent, who is astute, who is politically experienced, who is ready for the job, and who can rise to the occasion when it matters most. And in the Fijakwabre South constituency, I believe that you find that in only one person, called George Sapon, sitting right here before you. So, my brother, I am essentially here to serve my people, to represent my people well, and also help the NPP increase its vote tally. If you take a look at the statistics of the constituency, walking down from 2012 to, say, 2020, you realize that even in the last election, the NDC appreciated in votes by some 6%, which is significant.
When you go to the data, as gazetted by the Electoral Commission, in 2016, the NPP garnered 48,184 votes, representing 81.71% in your constituency 2016. The NDC garnered 8,217, representing 13.95% in 2016. In 2020, and beyond even the appreciation of vote, there's a very telling picture when you look at your constituency. In 2020, again, when you look at the EC gazetted results, William Oreku Edu of the NPP garnered 64,363, representing 78.92%. The NDC's contestant, one Vivian Nyakagro, also a female, she garnered 16,170, representing 19.83%. So yes, there was an appreciation in NDC, and NPP saw a decline. Yes. But what is telling is that there are 99,999 registered voters, almost 100,000.
Yes. So that's even the voter population.
That's the voter population.
The actual population is in excess of 170,000.
Exactly. And looking at the demography you gave, 18 to 37 being about 65%, it tells you that this constituency may even be nearing about 200,000 people.
Oh yes, and it's largely youthful.
So 2 questions here for me. What are the key issues storing in the constituency you've identified? The key issues affecting them. Then also, for someone listening, if Fijakwabre South, they may think it's some far further place somewhere. It's in the Ashanti region. Which towns or which areas fall within your constituency?
Okay, thank you very much. And before I come to your question, one of the things I would want to say is that, like I mentioned earlier, there are things that need to be done. So, for example, like I mentioned, the NDC appreciated in votes to some 6%, which is very, very significant. The NPP declined in votes by some 4%, which is equally significant. Now, if I'm giving the nod, this anomaly needs to be corrected because the strength of the NPP going into the next election is dependent on Ashanti region. Anytime we are able to galvanize more than 76% of the total valid vote cast in Ashanti region, then we are on our way to victory. Now, if we are able to do that and break the 8, essentially, it comes down to the various units that we call constituencies. So in my constituency, I'll do everything possible to ensure that I increase my vote tally by more than 10,000, which will translate into taking away that progress that the NDC made in the last election. And that's what I intend to do. And so even before I am elected as parliamentary candidate, I have started doing that groundswork. So every time that I'm in the constituency, on the Saturdays, you find me playing football with the indigenous. On Sundays, you find me in the churches, touring the churches. I'm doing all of that because this is a people's job. It is the people you are going to represent. They need to know you. They need to see you. they need to appreciate your views on matters that are of concern to them. And so we've started doing that already, and God willing, if the delegates give me their nod, we'll go on to serve our people and ensure that our party makes a lot of inroads going into the next election. Now back to your question. As for the challenges in the constituency, there are a myriad of them. Roads essentially, which is a problem in most parts of the Ashanti region. But just like we've had assurances from government, a lot of efforts have been instituted, and now you realize that even in places like Kwabri East, you realize that the Kenya Sea Road and all of that have been started. Similarly, in places like Ifija Kwabri South and a lot of the areas, are about 30 major places in Ashanti region where the roads essentially need rehabilitation or totally being done. All those ones are being on the table of government, and as the year travels, we hope to complete all of them so that our people can have some respite. The most important thing is that when it comes to matters of road, it's dear to my heart because it is at the heart of the local economy. If you go to my constituency, there are places like Edomechi, Impusu, which are close to Ankasi and Wawase. Those areas, they do cocoa farming, they do rice farming. When you are done with the produce, necessarily you need to transport them. If you are transporting them, you need a road network. So it is at the heart of the local economy, and for someone like me, I will continue to advocate for the construction of roads and ensure that we have proper roads wherever they need to be. Now, on the question of what has to be done, in my constituency, for instance, okay, first let me go to your other question, which is where it is situated. If Ifija Kwabri South is like, how do I even put it? Let's say somebody like you, you're in the middle of a lot of people, you know, and there's the church people who associate with Eugene, and there are the single boys like yourself who don't even have girlfriends who associate with Eugene, and then there are the news reporters and the media guys who associate with Eugene, and then there are the yearly folks and the politicians who associate with Eugene. Similarly, if Ifija Kwabri South is like that, when you get to Fade Junction, when you are from Tafu, or if you are from Kwabri East, you directly enter Ifija Kwabri South from Ebombomfa. Now, if you are moving from Swami and you decline, and when you get to Kronom and you are descending the light hill over there, there's a river called the Ogwabe River. It joins to Barakesi. Immediately you cross that river, you enter Ifija Kwabri South. So you will find that on your right you have Chechire, on your left you have Trasik. You move forward a bit, you have Afranchu to your right, Bronco and Chubu Siakon all to your right. To your left you would have Krobo. And from Krobo you go through to Intribo, Sasasa, Yomo Bom, so all to your left. Now if you move forward a bit, you get to Bohon. Now you have in Kukua Bohon and all the other Bohons to your right. You have Atrama, Ampa, May, and all those areas. And when you go further, you get to Mase, Essay, Mbisia, Akosia, and Jenase, all the way through to Duma, Ediamwa, Abu Abuja, Swedru, Wawase, Mpobi.
Sounds like a big constituency.
It's a very, very big constituency because from, let's say, Afrancho to Ankasi, end to end, it's more than 30 kilometers.
Okay.
And then you have the other side too, which is the Etimetim side. So you have Etimetim, Tebu, and that's long straight. So it's a very big constituency.
And that area. So let's come back to the second leg of my question about when you look at the. I'm not looking at the Ghana statistical population number. I'm just looking at the registered voters. When you compare 2016 to the 2024 years, you can see that the constituency is growing. And it's growing a more youthful population where we know that without jobs, most of these people have susceptibility to all forms of biases. So for me, job creation as a member of parliament, we know, and I will not sit here and say that a member of parliament should create job, but we know you lobby because you have positions, influence and all that. What are your plans to get the youth in Ifija Kwabri South employed? What are your plans to get their roads fixed? What are your plans to get them distant places of market? What are your plans to get the constituency uplifted to a certain level? You go and you see that this constituency is different.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for the question. I think that there was this funny video I watched, and someone was like, "I'm an entrepreneur," and the person was like, "Oh no, what do you cook?" You know. A number of people in my constituency would like to go into their own private businesses and all of that. And you realize that sometimes these things that people are into are not too capital intensive, but in the end they get their return. So, you know, there is some woman somewhere who comes to me and say, "Oh, Honorable, I need something small to start my Indomie business. You give this person 500 cedis, 1,000 cedis, and the next time they don't come to you again because they are turning around and their business is moving here and there. Now, there's some of the things that I have put on paper that I intend to, with the support of my constituency executives, execute them. So when it comes to skills training, for instance, we have already made plans for a large skills training where we are going to train our people on wig making, beads making, soap making, and a lot of the things that you don't need too much capital to start. But even before that, if you come to the entire Kwabre area, the Kwabre area is a sports-loving area. My people love football. And so what I do is that during festive seasons, during Christmas, during Easter, I segregate the constituency into about 8, organize galas for all those sectors, and then invite people to come around. Now, the reason why I do this is that we all remember the story of Felix Afenajan, who was just playing football at the local level and in his own BE. Now, somebody sees this guy and goes like, oh, this guy is good. Something good can come out of him. Before you realize, the next day he's in his AS Roma and he comes back to Black Star, and now he's a talent. He's out there. He's making money. What that means is that now he has been lifted out of that local economy where he did not even know where the next meal was probably coming from, and now he's a breadwinner taking care of other people. So it's in a similar vein. We have instituted these measures such that when people come around, they are able to scout. There's one gentleman who is in the Marseille electoral area. One of my bosses called Ejase. He's listening to us to this one wherever he is. Good morning to him. He's the one who manages that young guy. He plays for T.I. Ahmadiyya Senior High School. Such a talent. If you see him stringing the passes across the length and breadth of the park in the midfield, he's a beauty to watch. And so for people like that, when we get support for them, they only don't help themselves, but they help all the people around them. And you know the way destinies are connected and how our economy operates. Myself, there are people who are connected to me that they are my burden necessarily, you understand? So those are some of the things that you're also looking at. But beyond that, if every constituency would move or improve, one of the key things you need to also do is to ensure that your people are in good shape when it comes to health. So annually, I organize health screening. Last year, the health screening that I organized, it had a participation of not less than 3,000. We made sure that we had free health insurance cards made for over 2,400 people. That is necessarily to guarantee them access to basic health care. And for me, I think it's very, very, very important that we do that for our people. So that is on the side. Then when you come to the other people, like our market women, recently at Boho Market and other places too, I distributed basic items to help the market women, like pants and some. And we're also in talks with, there is this rural bank in my constituency at Kodiak, where we are in talks with the people to be able to guarantee soft loans for some of our people to be able to expand their businesses and move on. Then when you come to the party itself, as Member of Parliament, I have a commitment to my constituents and I have a commitment to my party when I am elected. Now you realize that sometimes people give their all to ensure that the victory for the party is secured. And President Kufuor will not leave Accra and come to, let's say, Afrancho to come and campaign. It is those days, my coordinator, who is called Richie B, he and his people are the ones who are going to organize the party at the base to ensure that the victory happens. Now, in the quest for these people to ensure that the party gets its victory, sometimes there are unforeseen occurrences that do happen along the way. Somebody may get hurt and all of that. There's one lady called Becky. She lives at Hemai Abrade in the constituency. She was working for the party and she got hurt, a leg injury. But there was no plan by the party to take care of such circumstances. As I see it, if I'm doing party work at Efija Kwabre South and I fall ill or I probably get hurt, there is nothing like, let's say, any insurance policy or a form to take care of me as a party member who is working, and I found myself in such a situation. So one of the things I want to do is that I want to start the Efija Kwabre South NPP Welfare Fund. And I'm starting this by depositing a seed capital of 50,000 Ghana cedis, which will now take care of my people who may fall in it. For people who are working for and on behalf of the party, it is incumbent for the mother party or the party at the constituency level to ensure that if any unforeseen occurrences befalls them, it does not become a burden of their families, because essentially they went out there to canvass votes. They went out there to
work for the party.
To work for the party. So just like the Ashantis will say, maybe a chicha abuana hona. Similarly, if somebody works for you, and I don't come to work at Love FM and then I jump to, let's say, the Forikro Municipal Assembly to go and get my salary. It doesn't work that way. So I feel that we need to necessarily protect.
There must be some compensation for them.
Yes, necessarily.
I'll come back to you later. But Nana, listening to George, we've been in this game for a while. MPs, when the blood is in the, the promises and all that, following the campaign trend and the voice we played, we heard the voice of Honorable the MP Fatima Emponia, Isaac Esiama, former sports minister. We saw the current MD for Ghana Post by Sosai Kufuor, Asante Achim South. We saw we heard the voice of Kojo Bajiman, Ghana, the Guitar Center and all that. What are some of the promises? What are the top 3 promises they are giving their constituents as you follow them so far?
So for most of these MPs and aspirants, when we engage them during the vetting and so running through their campaign for the 27th elections, I think their main focus now is targeted on the delegates and how to get them to vote for them on the 27th of January. Because for them in the Ashanti region, when you win Ashanti region through the delegates' votes, you are MP. And so their main focus now is on the delegates. And if you get to speak to each one of them, they'll tell you, I want to do this for them. I want to put them on a payroll. I remember Alan Chama saying...
So the promises are largely for the delegates not the greater constituency.
Most of them. And so sometimes I sit back to ask, when we come to you, what is your plan for the constituents? But because when they pass through the delegates elections, they are seen as MPs already. Their main focus is on the delegates. For me, that is my observation. And so their conversation, moreover, with us on ground is targeted on the delegates. And so if you ask them, I want to do this for the delegates. I want to do this for the delegates.
I got you. I'll come back to you. Let me go on the phone lines and speak to he doesn't know me, but I know him. He was one of my professors back on campus. He's now the director of the National Sports Authority. He wants to be MP for Ahafo South. Let me get it right. That constituency confuses me. He wants to be MP for Ahafo South West. Professor Peter Chumesi, good morning, sir. Prof, good morning. Prof, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, Prof, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, how are you doing?
It's another day. We give thanks to God.
Yeah.
We are allies.
Prof, have you been vetted yet?
Oh, yeah, yes. We've gone through all that processes successfully, actually. So we are in a race.
And how was the process?
Oh, to begin with, let me extend my greetings to your cherished listeners, especially my constituents. Ahafo Southwest, Mankranso, Kulsu, all the enclave over there, Mpasasu, also my own hamlet, Abodiasi. This particular exercise was triggered by my own constituents who realized that happened to be having been an indigene of the area, being born there, schooled there, most of my youthful period spending over there, and then even afterwards when I had to go further for the training or education here in Ghana, KUST. Later on in the Netherlands, Wagner University, coming back as a lecturer. I've always been well connected to the area, and they have seen my exploits also. They know what I'm capable of, my capacity, and I think the opportunity given me, how I've also excelled. So when it gets to a stage like this, when they are looking for representatives who advocate for their welfare, their development, and so on and so forth, they will search. And I was contacted by the people, and they said, you have also excelled so well in this particular government of which you are part of it, the New Patriotic Party. I think that if you are looking for a member of parliament to represent and facilitate our development, I think there's no any other better person than you. So we think that if you are available or if you find it very necessary, please come into the race and we will make you our representative. I think that's how it all started. And then I also gave a note to it with a form. We filed successfully, and then we were invited for the vetting. I think I didn't spend. I think I spent. I was a candidate that spent about, I think, the shortest time with the panel members, because the chairman there had asked, but everybody knows what you can do at the national level. What questions do we even have for you? I think it's okay. Just go on. We wish you all the best. So it was quite a very quick exercise, and which turned out to be very, very successful. So we are in the race. Number 2 on the ballot is Professor Chumesi, and we are involved in this exercise. Please.
Yeah, Prof, when I look at the list before me, there are 5, or 4 other people together with you in the race. Your current MP, Johnson Kwekwedu, is not going again. Among the 5 people, what makes you stand out, and why do you think I'm quoting the 2021 population census of the National Ghana Statistical Service. What makes you stand out that you think the 65,770 people in your constituency should make you MP?
All right. Currently, we are 4 in the race. I think one of them withdrew just prior to the vetting. So 4 of us are involved there. As you rightly said, it's not contesting again. He's my brother, Honorable Johnson Kwekwedu. We happened to encounter each other at the time when I was head of department for the Department of Biochemistry and Biotechnology, KUSD. You see, then we had also together with the Food Science and Technology Department, which all were under the same headship, and he had asked to assist him to be able to carry out some works related to farming produce that they had wanted to transport or to export to some countries, and they needed the quality assurance, and I think that's what we do best. I think at the KUST, and that was when we first got to encounter each other. I think somewhere around 2017, and ever since we have really maintained very, very good relationship. Whichever ways that we needed to do to support him. He was very happy because he said, we didn't know we have some of our own indigenous people who have really advanced to that level. This is a professor from that enclave. I think previously, when we had to pay our own fees, it was hard, very difficult for our people over there to be able to really look after their kids through their higher education. It wasn't so easy. That's why I always commend His Excellency the Nadan Kwekufado and his Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, for introducing this free education. If you're struggling to be able to produce somebody like me, myself, as a professor, even without such available resources, and currently making it almost free for every child to be able to get through to the very high. I think in the next 10, 20 years, my area also will be counting many of such professors and people in the higher places like that. And that's very good, as the national constitution requires that we should be able to create a balance in terms of development across the whole nation, irrespective of whether it's a rural or city constituency. So it's a very good thing. I'm coming on board with a lot of experience. I have been in this industry for long. I think when it comes to governance, I think it really started when I was a student at the Kumasi Academy, when I happened to become the school prefect there. And I think then you realize that the governance of the school requires so much contribution from the students' leadership also. And I think that I excelled. When I joined KUST too, I also happened to be the organizing secretary for the New Patriotic Party. Then it was the UST branch, and we were the ones who initiated a TESCON formation. I think we handed over from the then branch to become now the TESCON, of which my brother, Honorable Asenso Bankman MP, and his police then took over in 2000, and we handed over in 1999. then. So ever since, we have always been also involved in political activism. And that is always about the welfare of your people. It's about the development of your people. It's about how you can advance their livelihood. And I think this has been always my priority. And I think with my participation in the NPP Patriotic Party, at the higher level, becoming a research officer, the constituency level, working also as a research officer at the regional level, becoming a communication director for a constituency. Then the national also selecting me to become one of the members of the National Research Committee, a statutory body, having an opportunity to work with His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo as the secretary for his primaries. Then Honorable Isaac Esiama MP for Atman Punia was the chairman. I assisted him. We were lucky, we formed government, and His Excellency also recognized my contribution, and I was appointed then to become the general of the National Sports Authority. And I think you have seen a lot of tremendous changes that we have done over the progress that we have made. Then when we took over, we had only just 2 AstroTurfs in the whole country. Now we are talking about over 150 AstroTurfs.
Yeah, Prof. Talking about AstroTurf, I want to center the conversation in your constituency. Now let me give you some numbers. When you check the 2016 results for your constituency, the outgoing MP Johnson Kwekwedu pulled 57.33% of votes. Okay. In 2020, he managed to get 52.42%. In 2016, the NDC candidate then, there was no, the NDC candidate then just had 39% of votes. In 2020, the NDC managed to get 43.75%, almost 44%. Per this data, it tells me the popularity of the NPP within the constituency is waning, and the popularity of the NDC in the constituency is soaring. How do you fix this, and how are you going to fix this?
Oh, no, definitely. Because it's always about, when it comes to the MPship, if it's the MPship, although there's a political influence, whether the multi-party effect or factor in the selection of the MP. But you see, aside that, the leadership of the constituency comes up with also so many other different important factors, because for the people for the constituents, they are looking for an individual, someone who can ensure that when he represents us at the national level, can advocate for their own welfare, for their development, for their ability to be able to also draw most of these resources that are really available to the whole country, and the fair share of it being able to put at their doorstep. That is what exactly that they are looking for.
So based on that, Prof, based on that, what are you promising to give them?
So they're my people. It may happen that probably they happen to vote for a candidate who happen to be connected to NDC. As I enter into the race, the responses I'm getting from all the devices, even the NDC is indicating that if Prof, our own brother, our own man becomes the candidate for the new patriotic party, we don't care about the particular party that he belongs to. We will vote for him because he's our brother. We will vote for him because he's competent. We will vote for him because he grew up, he grew up over there. You see, he had understanding of our situation there. See, this is one of the places that in Ghana, I was talking about the AstroTurf matters, it's about the competence. Was the man able to excel? Yes. From 2 AstroTurfs, he made over 150. For many of the things that we have done, we never won even a medal for the Olympic Games. By his own management, we were able to really do so, and so on and so forth. This is what I'm bringing up, this kind of confidence that we want to reflect in our campaigning. And the people believe that, well, one of the things that we do very well, best is agriculture. In our area, we have really arable lands, lands that are being used to produce the food produce that are being fed on by the cities. The Kumasi and the Accra will wake up every morning to eat from the baskets of the Hafano Southwest. And is there a potential for us to be able to increase it and turn it into a business-oriented venture? Of course, that's what Professor Kwesi is coming. We want to really introduce the commercial farming aspect of it, so that though already we know how to do it, but what we haven't done so far is to be able to scale it up and turn it into a business for the young ones over there to get jobs and getting paid monthly. It's not about really coming into farming to really produce and sell and make, but the risk is so high. And the various stages are all very, very high risk. So if it's really being put under management and we run it as a commercial farming or farming industry, then you create the jobs, then the people work, they produce the food, we export some of them, we use some of them across the country, and that will produce a lot of money also for the people. The other aspect of it is also about the roads. We are producing lots of, a big chunk of cocoa for the Ghana's export, which is being used to really develop the country across. The COVID assistance loans and all the others, most of these get to be guaranteed by our cocoa beans. But where are they coming from? Afano Southwest is producing so much, but how much is really being sent to Afano to develop there? You sit in the city, you are here somewhere in Oporikuma. Look at your good roads. Go to my place, what do they benefit from? And this is what the Professor Chubesi is going to ensure that we do it. I was happy to be a student in a secondary school then, a cocoa farmer's son, and I needed to really have a CMD scholarship to be able to really school. I never had it. We have a person, Professor Chubesi, who is coming to ensure that whatever is deserving of this place will also be advocated for and will also be drawn into our place. We will make sure that the roads that lead to our farms to be able to really bring and contribute the cocoa bean for Ghana to be able to make the foreign exchange and some substantial chunk of the earnings are also put on our roads to be able to improve the road, especially the road from Mankasu to Ketepa. We have no choice to be able to really immediately work on it and offer them. Those that are also linking maybe also to them Pasaso and to all the other farmhouses and the farmlands. We need them to be able to cut our the farm produce, to be able to cut the cocoa that we produce there, and to the benefit of this whole nation. It's one of the things that the Professor Chubesi will do. I stand for education. So for education, I think that we have no choice. To be able to really struggle and get out of that particular Modiasi primary school, LA middle school, then I have to continue at the university, becoming the first batch of the newly introduced education system. And now today, I've happened to be here. I had lots and lots of people who were my classmates, my brothers and sisters, who would have probably maybe passed where I am today. They all miss it because probably they didn't have the support. I am coming as a beacon of hope. I'm coming to be able to guide my people, and all these talents that we have also in abundance over there throughout education, in terms of maybe improving upon our schools over there. Those who don't have the schools, we have to be giving. Those who have already gone, have some of them will have to be improved upon it. As we speak now, we do not have any of the tertiary institutions within my constituency, and I'm coming on board with understanding that one. The place known for its agricultural contribution to this nation will have to be given a befitting education as a tertiary institution. For me, I call it in my manifesto, I call it the University for Science and Agriculture. We never have it in this country. And it's for the first time, with the support of the KUST, being one of also my own associated institutions, and then the Wageningen University in the Netherlands, we are going to also establish this particular institution there. And once it happens, so our people, our own indigenous people, will get opportunity to be able to develop and get access to such a higher education, and all will contribute to our farming activities. It's not more about subsistence farming anymore. Farming is really a big business, and we want to really ensure that this is what really demonstrated for others to come and learn from us. Then you talk about the tourism.
Prof, because of time,
especially if you look at the one from Yosu to Pasaso, see that particular elevation over there. It's of equals of the Kwewu Mountains. And that can be turned into a tourism attraction site for the paragliding and all that. You have the multicultural people, you have the accounts there, the guns there, you have the groomers, the kusasis. All these have really wonderful and exciting cultural displays that can be showcased in a way of tourism to be able to also bring people and also increase also our earnings over there.
So, Prof,
lots of things that I've in my book, the big agenda or the manifesto for my coming there. So we have so much to be able to bring on board and to transform the area. As we speak now, we do not even have a nursing school there. Already we have started, we have some buildings at my council as we speak now, and it's going to be used also for this nursing school that we have started working with the Ministry of Health. The AstroTurf that you mentioned, one is also being constructed at Mankaso as we speak right now. So a lot of things are going to be really
Prof.
Bring about sudden rapid development in the area. We are left behind. We started with the places like Hafano North, Tepa. But today, when you compare Mankaso, the district, and the Tepa district, I think you can see already the difference. We are so behind.
So, Prof, we will. Prof,
this is the person who is going to represent and ensure whatever is deserving of us will also be brought to the people.
So, Prof, I want to thank you so much. Listening to you, I've noted a few things. AstroTurf, a university, a nursing school, get the roads done for people so that they can cut their produce from their various farm gates to the cities. We'll be marking them, and as always, love. Being a station for discerning minds, we've noted these promises, and when you are elected and you get into that house, we surely come back to you and ask for your scorecard, and we bring you to the studio and put the issues to you and see how far you perform to improve their gains.
Guided by his own blueprint, and that's why I will even make available to you a copy of my manifesto. This is what is also going to make me not to sit down. Knowing the path ahead of me will also really guide me and help me to do. But with the support of all the people, which I know they will, definitely this kind of development will be brought to bear.
Sure, Prof. So, Prof, all the best, and we wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so that was Professor Peter Chumesi, who is the Director General of the Ghana National Sports Authority. They are in charge of our stadiums, and also he is the NPP Parliamentary candidate for Ahafua North South West. The IMP Johnson Kwekuedu is not going again, so they need a new face, and he's one of 4 contesting for that seat. I have in studio Paul Kwamna Yando, who is the communications director of the NPP. There seems to be some semblance of calm this year when it comes to the parliamentary race. There's still some few incidents at Dansia Sokwa, also Fomena, where there's no election, and the other constituency where they are not opening nomination. We asked him those questions, but before I do that, let me speak to Nana Jemfi Ejabua. Nana, forgive me if I butcher your name, but you can correct me when you come on. He is the executive director of the Center for National Distance Learning and Open Schooling under the Ministry of Education. Good morning, Chief.
Good morning. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Your position, it sounds a bit new to me. What do you do at the Ministry of Education?
Good. Firstly, let me greet all your listeners and greet the people of Osei-Krom, especially Ofori-Krom delegates, and of course everyone that is listening. My name again is Nana Jemfi Ejabua. I am the executive director for CENDLOS, that is the Center for National Distance Learning and Open Schooling. My mandate is very clear: to infuse ICT to education. If you look at the century we are in the 21st century, 4th industrial revolution. Everything is technology. So we are migrating the students, especially our learners and teachers, online. So that is what I do at the Ministry of Education, and I play a pivotal role to support my minister, especially in his agenda and his quest to transform education, leveraging on technology, especially in the TVET and the STEM education. So basically, that is what I do for the people of Ghana.
Okay, that's interesting. Dr. Mafo became the MP in 2016. He went for another term in 2020. He says he's not going back to Parliament. And when I checked the list, and also correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Yando didn't send me the updated list, so I blame him if I get it wrong. In the Ofori-Krom constituency, there are 5 people who wants to replace Dr. Emmanuel Mafo as a MP. Why are you contesting to be MP for Ofori-Krom? I'm asking you 2 questions. Why are you contesting to be MP for Ofori-Krom? And what do you think you can contribute to the gains of Ofori-Krom constituency?
Very good. I think it's a very good question, especially when we have our sitting MP who is not contesting this time around. Is open for anybody who is the indigenous of Ofori-Krom to also contest, which I am fully and blessed indigenous of Ofori-Krom. I've lived there over my years, especially in the past 20 years, and of course, I've dabbled into Ofori-Krom politics, and I've done well for them. I've contributed. I believe my foresight and the vision that I have, especially the major role I play in education here, position or posit me to be the best candidate for Foricum, especially in this revolution we are in. And if you look at some of the issues that we have in Foricum, I have the requisite solutions for that issues. I want to set or form something we call Foricum Chamber of Commerce. Foricum is situated, it's a constituency that we are blessed to have KNUSD there. We should be able to leverage on KNUSD or create this alliance between the constituency and KNUSD. If you look at Legon, you could see that Legon has leveraged, the constituency has leveraged on Legon very well. There have been several occasions that you see the Chancellor of Legon and the MP of Legon sitting on the same table. That is the kind of vision I want to bring. I'm not leaving anybody out. I want to also set a welfare scheme that will cover everyone in Foricum. There are small artisans and small businesses in Foricum. We need to bring them together, make sure these businesses work in a corporation so they can support Foricum to grow, especially if you look at some carpentry and other persons doing small businesses. I want to bring them under the Chamber of Commerce so they can collaborate well and also bring TVET and STEM education. Once again, we are in the 21st century. TVET, technical vocational educational training, is what we need to grow and to revamp Foricum. We have a lot of skilled workers there under the TVET. Those that are already doing carpentry, masonry will have a reskill. Those that are not having anything will be given that requisite training, so there will be jobs for the youth and they will support the growth of Foricum. And the STEM education, which is science, technology, engineering and maths, will focus on building our youth for competition for the 21st century, especially globalization. We don't want to train our kids for only Ghana. We want to train them for globalization, to compete in the global world, especially if we're able to give them the STEM education, the 4 C's that talks about creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and good communication. That is what the kids need, and I will be the only person contesting that can bring this to the people of Foricum, and I have that vision, and I want to contribute in that direction so we can build their infrastructure and other stuff. If you look at Foricum, they have a big constituency. We have a lot of delegates there, 1,195 delegates. We have 17 executives. We have 1 MP. We have 22 coordinators. It's one of the best constituencies that NPP wants to leverage on that. I believe if we come together, if they give the mantle to Nana Jemfie Jabo, I am the person that will bring that vision there that we can appreciate on our vote going into 2024.
Nana, I live in your constituency. I schooled here. I've done about 6 years education in your constituency. When you go to the